Hey, what's going on, everyone? Evan and Tucker here from Battlehawk Armory. We are out at the range once again, and today we have something a little bit more fun than what I would say we normally do, which is the Tippmann Arms M4-22. So essentially what this is just an M4 in 22 long rifle. It does have some kind of unique features. It does come at a pretty attractive price with lots of additional things with it, if you will. So we'll just kind of run through it real quick. It's your standard M4 carbine that you're used to seeing, but chambered in 22 long rifle. This does have a polymer ejection port cover. However, it does use an actual aluminum receiver, which is not something that you see in a ton of different 22s. Another nice feature is the fact that it actually does have a working forward assist on there. Additionally, it does come with standard AR accessories, so buttstock, pistol grip. You can change those out to your desire. It does have a polymer M-lock handguard up here. It is a full profile barrel, so it's not going to be one of those pencil barrels that's sleeved. It's threaded 1/2 by 28, so we've gone ahead and installed one of the brand new Faxon 22 cans up front that we've got to play with. And you can also get it packaged with the Crimson Trace CTS 25. It does have flip-up backup iron sights on there as well. So pretty much all the features that you might possibly need. Comes with a really nice soft case to carry it with, and also comes with 2 of these magazines. Cool feature on these magazines, they don't look goofy. They've got this sleeve on them, but there's actually a little button that you can depress to actually pull it down and see how full the magazine is, or you have that little kind of load assist tab to fill it up. So should be a lot of fun today. 22 is always just a great time to plank with. 2 different types of ammo with us today. What do we have, Tuck?
So we got the Winchester Super Suppressed. Again, these are what we saw us zero with earlier. These are the 45 grain. Also got some of the 36 Full Metal Jacket Winchester. So super subs, gonna be a lot of fun. Try this rifle out, try this can out. 22 is a great economical way to plink and have a good time at the range.
Yeah, and it's also a blast to shoot suppressed, which is what we're going to do today. So we've got some mags topped up. Why don't we go ahead and clear this off and have a little bit of fun?
Let's do it.
So here we are downrange. We have a target at about 25 yards. We were aiming for this black pasty here. Shooting just some Winchester Full Metal Jacket stuff. Our first group was up here, so we corrected. We were pretty darn close, and then our final group, we did overcorrect. So we came back up just a little bit. We're gonna call that good for 0. Again, that was just some Winchester supersonic ammo, but honestly, just for a Crimson Trace CTS 25 red dot and a 22 shooting from the bench on a really sunny morning, I'm super happy with all those groups. I mean, that's kind of what you would expect out of a rifle, but all of those groups were definitely good. So we have this 0. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna actually shoot one final 0 confirmation group with the supersonic stuff, and then we'll switch over to the Winchester Super Suppressed and see how the subsonics actually impact comparative to our supersonics here, and then we'll start having a little bit more fun. So again, downrange with our Tippmann 22 with the Faxon 22 can. The Winchester 36 grain stuff, still a pretty good group, definitely zeroed. Did have one that was a little bit low, and somewhat surprising, but also not surprising at all. The 45 grain subsonic stuff was definitely about an inch low, maybe an 1.5 inch low of our actual 0 group, just because they're heavier projectiles. But holy smokes, is that a good group. That is super exciting to see out of this Tippmann 22. Again, that's like 3 rounds in basically a 1.5 bullet diameter. So that is a fantastic group with the subsonic stuff. This thing definitely likes those. So we'll call it zeroed. We'll start playing a little bit more, having a little bit more fun with the Tippmann M4-22. Got some of our 36 grain Winchester Full Metal Jackets here first. We'll put a couple in the dirt to see how they sound. Get our CTS 25 turned up nice and bright here. And essentially that has no recoil. Faxon 22 can sounds pretty good. We'll put some on the steel now. So up next, I've got some of the Winchester 45 grain subsonic. It's their super suppressed loading. We'll put some in the dirt out first to see how they sound. That's extremely quiet. Honestly, I kind of hear the action cycling more than the actual report of the firearm here. We'll put some on the steel. The recoil, honestly, also, it feels even less than the 36 grain stuff, which is pretty impressive because 22 is already extremely soft shooting. And full magazine of the Subsonics, no issues whatsoever. Tippmann Arms M4-22 still running just fine. That dot on the target basically did not move at all. It shoots really good with that subsonic Winchester.
All right, guys, so just for the sake of science, we have swapped out to one of our favorite suppressors. This is the Huxflow TI-22. Going to start off with the 36 grain supers. See how that sounds. Start in the dirt. And we'll put a couple on steel. Great reliability so far. We're going to switch over to the Winchester Super Suppressed. Ooh, and our first malfunction.
Had a little bit of a stoppage there. The trigger just didn't quite reset. Got some Winchester Super Suppressed here. And one more where we didn't have the trigger reset. Did pick up another round. And we are empty. We just didn't get last shot hold open. So we are several magazines deep here. This rifle is getting very gunky, as you would expect from a 22, especially with a suppressor on it. Starting to have a little bit of issues, but still really not too bad. Can't complain too much. So several hundred rounds deep on the Tippmann Arms M4-22. Had a few little hiccups here, more specifically when we switched over to the Huxflow 22 Ti low back pressure suppressor. So we've switched back to the Faxon Firearms 22 can here. We'll give this a go and see if the additional back pressure helps get this Tippmann running again. We'll start with the subs because those seem to be a little bit more greatly affected from the flow-through can here. And there we have it. So the Tippmann Arms M4-22 does seem to prefer a higher back pressure suppressor. Not all too surprising given the design of the firearm. All right, so Tuck, what'd you think about the Tippmann Arms M4-22?
I was actually really impressed with the reliability on it. Just kind of got into 22 myself. It's a great way, steel challenge to start with. So you and, well, mostly you, but myself been helping my son get into it. And one of the things I really enjoyed about this is the magazines. That makes loading a magazine that size so much easier. So really like that feature about this rifle and their magazines. Other than that, ran really well. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, so essentially straight out of the box, the thing with 22s is they can be a little bit finicky. They can like or dislike certain types of ammunition, but realistically, two very different types of ammunition today, and the Tippmann chugged through just about everything. So it was extremely reliable, especially for a 22.
Right.
Again, once we did switch over to the flow-through can, it kind of had a little bit of hiccups, but that wasn't all too surprising, and that's honestly why I wanted to throw that on there, just to see what it would do. Conditions are always pretty poor out here for us. We always kind of get a hasty zero. You know, we're not set up with the lead sled. The sun is doing what the sun will do. So it's really hard to get a good zero on some of these things, but this M4-22 actually printed some really good groups. That was extremely impressive to see, given the fact that we were just using a CTS-25 from a bench with a bag. That was an extremely impressive group, specifically with the Winchester Super Suppressed. So, hey, this was a lot of fun today. Always have a good time bringing out a 22, especially if we can throw a suppressor on there. Absolutely. So, again, definitely something that we think is worth considering. But if you guys have any questions about this Tippmann Arms M4-22 or anything else, make sure you leave them in the comments down below. We appreciate all you guys watching. Make sure that you follow us on all of our social media where we post cool stuff like video reviews, photos of cool guns, and much, much more. We've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, obviously we're on YouTube. We also have a Twitter or X, whatever it's called these days. But we're always happy to see that engagement, always happy to produce content that you guys want to see. Again, we appreciate you coming along. Hope you guys had a little bit of fun, because I know we did. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.